Hey guys, EBP Man here, and this big boy here, this is a power station. It's a 1500 watt power station from Maxoak, the BLUETTI. This is a powerful station that's going to transform the way you tailgate, transform the way you go on a camping vacation. It's going to transform the way you enjoy the beach. Let's check it out. Now in this video, we're going to take a look at the Maxoak power station. This thing is a 1500 watt powerful generator that's going to basically power all of your electronic needs if you're tailgating, if you're camping, or if you're just going to the beach. Or let's say, for example, you lose some power in your house and you'd like to have something as a little backup solution. This solution is going to help in all those areas. So today we're going to take a look at all the features, why you should consider it, and we're going to test it out and see how well it does powering some household items. Let's get right to it.
Make sure you hit the subscribe button and tap the little bell icon to get notified when new videos become available.
Now before we go into the actual unit itself, let's talk about all of its features. So here is the Amazon website where you can pick up the unit, and as you can see here, this is the Maxoak portable power station, the BLUETTI, and it is 1500 watts, and you can notice it is AC120 and 1000 watts, and it's going to be great for camping. It's a solar generator. It is going to work as an emergency battery solution, and you can see some of the details. What we're going to do is let's take a look at some of the photos here that we see so we can look at some of the specs that you may be interested in. So you have input here, you have outputs, and you have multiple output types. So you have 4 USB outputs, you have USB-C PD, so you have a power delivery solution. And for those of you who've not heard of that term, the power delivery solution is going to work on USB-C devices like your MacBook Pro and power them at the fastest possible rate. So anything that can take in a USB-C, that's going to be the fastest possible rate. It will also work on phones and smartphones and headphones, any device it will be able to charge. You also then have a car output as well. You have AC output, so yes, you can plug in actual devices or home appliances that use regular electricity. Let's zoom out. We're going to see some of the applications that you have here. So, you know, as we discussed, it could be due to power outages. It could be due to camping. It could be that you're out on the ocean and you're doing some fishing. Whatever the situation is, you're going to be able to leverage this for some type of use. And for me, one of the coolest things is the fact that this is really a off-the-grid type solution. It could potentially be that, given that you can use a solar panel. Now the last option that you can see here is, again, look at this power. So it's able to run up to 1000 watts, so an electric drill. So if you're, let's say, on a job site and you don't have power and you need something that's going to give you the ability to use some power equipment as you're on a job site, this could potentially work for you as well. Now, for those of you who are looking for some more detailed specs, I just wanted to share with you some of the features that you see here on their Amazon page. So you're looking at some really great specs here that are going to drive this unit to outperform a lot of the units that we've reviewed on the channel. Matter of fact, this is the largest unit that we reviewed in the channel. But for those of you who are looking to see what can it run, so again, this is going to be able to run hair dryers, a blender, a drill. It, again, because of the actual maximum watt, it's going to cover many of the items that you have in your household. If you're thinking about things like, let's say, like a TV, mini refrigerator, the household dryer, even a CPAP device, which is important especially when you're out of power, all these solutions you're going to be able to power, and many more. The generator can be recharged from a solar panel, right? And we're going to see some of those options here. And then you can see all of the details associated with these. This is actually using also high-end batteries. So it is using LG batteries to provide all this additional power. Now, as we move the generator review to the outside, let's look at some of the features that we have here. First of all, you do have a display, and this display, as you can see here, lights up pretty well, and it's going to give you the ability to turn on different components. So when you turn on DC on, you have a DC reading here. If I turn this off, you have your AC on. I can turn that off. So I can turn on each one of these to power them separately. So powering this port as well as the ports that you're going to see in the back. You do have 4 USB ports in the front with that PD charger. Now, as we look at this port here, this is what you're going to plug in to power the unit with the supplied power brick. And as I rotate it from the side, and again, this is a heavy boy, you can see the dimensions. It has this nice grip right here that you can use to grab and lift it. And in the back, as we rotate, you'll notice that you have fan, there's venting in the front, venting in the back, and then you have your 2 AC outlets, which are as you can see there, can support up to 1,000 watts. Part of our test is going to include several items that I'm going to pan just slowly over here that you can see. So we're going to use this to power a dryer. We're going to use it to also power a circular saw. And then we're going to do standard electronics. So we have our MacBook, so we're going to try that PD charger. And then we also have a Samsung Galaxy S10 Plus that we're going to try to charge with this unit. So let's get right to that test. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and first of all do some of the small electronic tests. So I'm going to test charging my MacBook. I'm also going to test charging my S10. So I'm going to go ahead and plug it in and look for the charging symbol which came up. Let's go ahead and swipe down so we can see that. And you can see that it says that it's cable charging. Again, this is 3 watt. It doesn't say that it's a fast charger, but if I were to connect it to the PD, it's going to charge faster. So the ports work. Now the next item we're going to test charging is going to be our MacBook Pro. So if we touch this, you'll notice that everything is green. I have both of these open. In order to be able to use these ports here, either the USB or this PD or, again, the cigarette lighter, you have to have DC on. So I'm going to take this cable and we're going to look for the little, like bing bong, what I call it, sound coming from the MacBook and the charging symbol. So you heard it. You can see right here the actual charging symbol is on, and you can also see how much power it's consuming through that port over here. So everything looks good. It charges it without a problem. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to test some of these big power appliances that we have here. We're going to try the circular saw, and we're also going to try the fan, or actually the hair dryer. Now one thing I will mention is that as it's charging, you're noticing that the consumption in watts is going up, and I actually hear the cooling fan of the unit turning on. So that cooling unit is actually started to cool itself to make sure that it doesn't overheat any of the batteries. By the way, the batteries in this unit are LG batteries, so you're using some very well recognized name brand proven batteries that are powering this unit. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to test the circular saw, then we'll test the actual hair dryer. So I'm going to grab the circular saw. It may get loud, so I will just adjust the volume of the video just so that it doesn't scare anybody. Let's go ahead and try this. All right, that was loud, but it worked. The next thing we're going to try is the hair dryer. Let's go to the hair dryer, and we'll turn this guy on. Hair dryer's on. I'll bring it to the mic so you can hear it. And you can see here that it's also consuming, and you can notice it's 725 watts, just shy under 1,000 watts. So that wraps up our review of the Maxoak BLUETTI power station. Remember, that's 1,500 watts of power that are going to make your camping and tailgating experience a whole lot better.